Welcome to your online Outlook 2016 course video introduction. I'm Professor Rosillo, and I'll be your instructor this semester. In this video orientation, I'd like to tell you more about the structure of the class and to give you some tips on how to do well. So grab some popcorn. This is going to take just a little while. Before I tell you more about our course, please allow me to give you 5 tips for succeeding in our online environment. Number 1, procrastination is the enemy. Start early in the week. Whenever possible, schedule a time to work on this class. Second, you will have to collaborate with others, so start your work early. This class simulates a real work exchange environment, so sometimes you will not be able to move forward until you receive a communication from your class partner. It's the same for your class partner. They might be stuck waiting for a response from you. It's incredibly important that you read through your textbook assignments to see where you'll need a response from your partner so that you know how much time to plan. Third, read everything. Information is made available whenever you start a new type of project. Click on those submission links and read. Sometimes there are additional instructions. Next, ask questions. My goal is to respond to emails within 24 hours. I do not check my email on Sundays though, so email earlier in the week, making sure you include your name, which class you have questions about, and the specific assignment you're asking about. You can also ask the staff in the COS study labs. There are friendly staff members available in those COSA labs who might be able to help you as well. Lastly, persist. Late assignments are not accepted in my course, but if you miss one assignment or even a couple of assignments, pick it up with the next assignment. Don't stop doing your work. Life happens, but keep going forward. Can you do these 5 things? I'm imagining that you are saying absolutely. All right, now let's talk about the specific course makeup. What software and/or hardware do you need? Although much of the software you'll need will be provided, you will need to have access to several things. Firstly, you will need an internet connection for our class. You will be required to log into Canvas every week and complete your assignments using our virtual Outlook Exchange environment. Most of your assignments will be completed through this virtual environment. You'll also need to work on a Windows 10 system. Although most of your work will be done through your simulated environment, some projects will require you to work using the desktop version of Outlook 2016. Now that's the downloaded version, not the cloud-based version. Outlook 2016 is not available on a Mac operating system. As a student of LBCC, you will be given free access to Office 365, which includes Outlook 2016. Later in the semester, you'll also download the free geometric software to complete your practice projects. So I'll give you more info about that in Canvas. What textbook material will you need? The text you'll need for our class is Microsoft Office 2016 in Practice, Outlook Complete by Ogawa and Nordell. You do not need to buy this text new. I will not require you to use an access code for our class, so you may get a used or even a rented book. All right, Outlook. So let's look at our Canvas course page here. The first thing you see when you enter your Canvas course page is going to be the home page. Now, on the home page, I'm going to have every week a weekly breakdown of what you're going to be encountering for that week. So this week we're doing a lot of intro steps. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about that. But most weeks 2 through the final week, I'm going to give you also some information about the specific types of content that you're going to be viewing and any information about what materials you'll need. So make sure that you stop at the home page and that you look at what it is that you're going to be doing for that week. All right, now once you finish reading this information down here below, then I ask you to click on the modules link on the left-hand side here of the navigation pane. So let's go ahead and do that to enter our actual course assignments, and you'll be doing that every week as well. First thing that you'll see at the very top each week is going to be your course resources. Now, whenever you need information for the entire course, or there's just information that I think you might find useful, I'm going to put it in the course resources. So this section might grow throughout the semester. The first thing at the very top here is going to be the Access Your Outlook Exchange course account site here. Now, I'm not going to do that right now, but I want you to know that this is a link that you click on to get into your actual simulated environment that we're going to be working in for the rest of the semester.
Now, some of you, when you go into that simulated environment, are going to be asked to reset your password. So I've got information for resetting your password listed in here as well. All right, then I've got here the course chatter link. And course chatter is essentially where you guys get to talk to each other about anything that you need to talk about. For example, if you have a question, if you're not sure how someone did something or what their experience was, whatever it is, you can ask your class partners here, or your peers, that question. If you're stuck on something, if you'd rather ask your peers versus asking me, I think it's okay to ask each other and give each other assistance. I actually encourage that. I do want to let you know, though, that if you do ask a question that's pertinent to the class and I don't see a response, then I will get in there and I'll answer it for you. I'll just wait a few days to do that. Okay, let's go ahead and keep going on the course resources section. Then I've got the Office 365 and Microsoft Outlook free download software. If you click on that, you're going to get information about how you can access your free LBCC Office 365 account and download software onto your system. Now, I've got information and steps on how to do that in this link. All right, let's go ahead and keep going down here to the intro. Start here before you begin the coursework assignments. I've got 5 things that I'd like you to do before you even start looking at the Outlook assignments. The first thing is to take the Are You Ready for This Online Class quiz. As you know, or maybe you don't know, online courses can be a little bit more difficult to complete, and that's because they require a whole lot of discipline and some scheduling. Now, an online course is going to also require for you to do a lot of reading and to ask questions when you have them. But before you ask those questions, you have to know what to ask, which means that you're going to have to discipline yourself, take some time to look through the assignments. So to help you understand what challenges you might face for the course, I'm asking you to take a short quiz that hopefully brings to light some of the things that you should be considering. All right, so once you finish the 15-question quiz, it is a short one though, make sure that you take note of your score and what score you were given. And I'm asking you to just take this once. I don't care about the score that you get. I get about the information that you learned for planning for our online course. So you're going to answer 3 questions. Number 1, what is your score, right? Number 2, what specific observations or recommendations were given to you based on your score? And then number 3, based on those recommendations or those observations, what will you specifically change or improve upon to make sure you are successful in this fully online course? So if you are a good online student, what are you doing to remain a good online student, for example? If you don't really know how to be an online student, what things can you prepare for to be a good one? All right, so once you finish noting that information, you're going to click on the Submit Assignment and you're going to get a text box that allows you to type in those responses. When you're finished typing, you're going to submit the assignment and then I'll be able to grade it for you. You'll see your grades posted here in the grades link. Okay, let's go on to the next assignment that's listed here. All right, number 2, watch the Intro to COSA 215 video and respond to questions. So you are here already. Why are you watching this video? Well, that's because there are questions that you have to answer. So in this video and in your syllabus and in the first week's reading, I'm going to have information that's going to answer all 5 questions. Make sure that once you have this information, so for example, as you're viewing this video, you might want to write down some information about these specific questions here. Once you finish viewing the video and you've got the information that you need to click on the Submit Assignment box up here, and you're also going to see a text box that you'll be able to type in the responses for. One thing that I do want to make sure that you understand is that we have lots of ways to communicate in our Canvas environment. Firstly, and probably the best way for you to email me with questions is to email me through your own email at rosillo@lbcc.edu. And that's because we are going to be using a simulated Outlook Exchange environment, but it's also a closed environment. You won't be able to send information to me at rosillo@lbcc.edu because it can't go out to another domain. So make sure that you use the simulated Exchange environment for our tasks and our course assignments, but not to ask me questions regarding the topics or any sort of question you might have about the course. Okay, so one way again is going to be through your own email. The second way is going to be through the inbox here. If you click on inbox, you'll see a link that allows you to email me about the course, and it goes straight into my rosillo@lbcc.edu email. Those are 2 specific ways that you can email me with questions. Okay, let's go on to the next portion here. We're going to look at the purchase your COSA 215 materials. That's the 3rd thing that I'm asking you to do. And the required text for our course is Microsoft Office 2016 in Practice, Outlook Complete. Now that the picture that you see here is a picture of our textbook, but it's not a full textbook. It's actually a loose leaf sort of binder text. And this is probably the least expensive text that you can buy if you're going to buy it new. But the good news is that I do not offer, or I do not require, excuse me, an access code for our course, which means that you can purchase this text used. You can even rent it if you wanted to from the LBCC Viking bookstore because no access code is required. Okay, next we're going to go into number 4, log into your simulated Outlook Exchange account. I showed you previously where the link was to log in. That's just a link here, but in number 4 I've got specific step-by-step instructions as to how to log into our simulated environment. I've also got some information here in case you do encounter some sort of error or some other step along the way that you're not familiar with. I've given you information here as to how to deal with that. Okay, let's go on to number 5. And number 5 is important because it does have a unique deadline, and this determines whether or not you remain part of our course. So what am I talking about here? We've got number 5, post the Welcome to COSA 215 bio. So this is your first officially due assignment of the semester. It's where I ask you to tell me a little bit about yourself. I also tell you about myself. I ask you to answer specific questions. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to click on the reply button, and you're going to tell me about yourself, answering the questions, and you must do that by Friday, February 7th at 11:59 p.m. Once you respond, make sure that you go back in and that you greet another one of your class partners. Again, we are going to be collaborating a lot in this course, so it's important that you reach out to your class partners now. Make note of names, right? Maybe you guys have similar interests. We're going to be talking to each other a lot. Okay, so again, the deadline for this is Friday, February 7th by 11:59 p.m., right? So at 11:58, can't wait anymore. It's got to be in there. So make sure, guys and gals, that you are indeed posting your bio response by Friday, again, February 7th at 11:59 p.m., or you will be dropped from the course. I need to make sure that you understand the rigors of an online course, deadline system, so forth and so on. So this is an important posting here. All right, let's go ahead and go back to modules and continue with week 1 assignments. Once you finish the start here, right? So this is our intro information. Then we're going to go into week 1. So I will always have information about week 1 on the home page, excuse me, about the week on the home page, but I'll also have it inside of your weekly module. Okay, it's a short week. We're going to click on Start here, Understanding Email Concepts. Now it looks like it's a short assignment, but you've actually got a lot of links to read here. So after you finish the intro Start Here section, then you're going to learn more information about, for example, what is email? What is Outlook? What is Exchange? Because I've talked about it already. What does it mean for us in our course? Well, here's where I answer that information or that question. You're going to see videos. You're going to see some links here that have some printed material that you need to read. After you finish reading this information, right, and noting the visual examples of information, then you're going to continue on to the first full assignment of the semester, which is the Email Etiquette Guidelines assignment. I'm going to go ahead and click on the next link here because it's the next thing linked or next thing in our linking of assignments. And here it is. So before you learn about the awesome features that Outlook 2016 provides users through your textbook, I'm asking you to give me more information about what you've learned when it comes to email etiquette. Email etiquette is important. When we write emails, especially in a professional environment, we should be following some guidelines. We should be able to understand and show that we know how to write a business email. So I've given you 2 links here. Once you have finished reading through the information, you can also review the links that are provided here. Then you're going to click on the Email Etiquette's Do's and Don'ts worksheet. When you click on that, you're going to get a downloaded version of a Word page. And this is what it looks like. So you've read the information, but again, I've given you a couple more links here, just in case you want to read some more. You wrote down some information, and now, guys and gals, I'm going to ask you to tell me what you've learned when it comes to email do's and don'ts. The email do's. What are things that we should always do in an email? Things that we should always include. Things that we should always recognize, right? 5 of those things here. So please let me know what those are, but don't just simply list it. Explain to me why those things are important, right? Why do we do this or not do this? And then email don'ts, right? What are some things we should never include in an email or should never do in an email, and why? And again, that information is going to come from the info that you read inside of our Canvas course page. Okay, so as we're going through, guys and gals, once you finish with your assignment, you're going to save that and you're going to go into your submit assignment button here to upload the file that you saved. Now make sure that you did indeed save the file that you completed, and then you're uploading the one that you worked on, not an empty file. Okay, so once you finish that first assignment for the week, you're done for the week. I do want to remind you, each week you're going to have assignments that are due. Next week we're going to start on our textbook assignments. This week is more of a short week that's got some intro stuff. Next week I'll have more information as to how you complete your textbook assignments. All right, let's keep going here.
Outlook 2016 is not email. There is an email with a domain of outlook.com, but that is not what you will be learning about in this class. We are using Outlook as a software program that manages emails. But Outlook for us is the framework we will be working within. Outlook can be purchased as a standalone program, but it is commonly used in the Exchange environment. Outlook Exchange is used by organizations. The Exchange structure allows for increased functionality and features for users. Most importantly, it provides a global address list, the GAL, that enables each user within the Exchange network to see all other users. The list is literally a list of all users within that domain. So all of that information culminates into what we will be using for our class. Our simulated Outlook 2016 Exchange environment will allow you to communicate with your peers and with me using Outlook software. What's awesome is that we will also be able to use many of the features and functions available to Exchange users. But because it is a simulated environment, it is also a closed environment. You must use the global address list, and you'll learn more about that in Chapter 1, to send communications to your peers, but to communicate a course question to me, you must use your actual email address to send me a message at zrosillo@lbcc.edu. More succinctly, use the simulated environment for your assignments, but use your real email for anything else. Where can you go to get help? As your instructor, I am your biggest resource. Email me at zrosillo@lbcc.edu or stop by my office during student hours. Those office locations and hours are included in your syllabus. I also invite you to work in the COS study labs. There is a lab at both the Liberal Arts and Pacific Coast sites. Some things I'd like you to keep in mind for our course. Our simulated environment is a closed environment. You can only communicate with the names in the global address list. For many chapters, you must work with a class partner to complete your assignment. You will need their communication, and they will need yours to proceed through the chapter. All of the assignments for this class will help you conquer Outlook and pass the MOS exam. You will get a free voucher to take the Microsoft Office Specialist for Outlook Industry exam at the end of the course. Email me whatever question you have, whether from the textbook topics, Canvas navigation, your simulated environment, whatever class-related topic, email me. I will do my best to help you understand, and my policy is to return your email within 24 hours.
All right, Outlook students. I'm looking forward to learning more about you through your bio posts. Remember, those are due by Friday. Have a wonderful semester.